time bomb is ticking, ladies and gentlemen. You know, uh, the one thing that I love about broadcasting and I love about recording is you can go back and you can see things. If you dig enough, if you pay attention enough, if you know what to look for, I was making a joke about the magnifying glass, right? And let's turn the light on. They're trying to hide. We've got to get in and we got to really search for this stuff, just like this video. It's exactly what's happening. So the number one thing you have to realize is we're at war and we're in World War III, and we've been in World War III for quite some time. It's just not the same kind of war that you are used to seeing as you've grown up. And it depends on what age you are, okay? If you're a teenager today, many teenagers today have been indoctrinated by this operation. And it is not it's not a coincidence that who we're fighting right now is the CCP and Russia and Iran and much of the Middle East, and these people are following that game plan. And we're finally, through the grace of God, being able to expose what they're doing. They've been hiding in the shadows. They've been slowly drip, getting people to think, these young kids to think through indoctrination of our school system. And that's why you see them so angry at the country that they live in. And you think, well, how did this happen? It happened just like the video we just showed. That's how it's happening. And what do you have? Pull up there right now. Well, we have from CBS. That's interesting too, this thing right here, CBS. Chinese hackers took trillions in intellectual property from about 30 multinational companies. Hey, when we come back from the break, I'm going to focus on that in the EVs, electric vehicles, okay? Stolen tech, intellectual property, all that. Wait till you see this map, folks, about electric battery manufacturing plants and where they're being built. We'll be back, folks.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success. And now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
Keep up the great work, Craig, and congratulations again. God bless you.
Welcome back, folks. Craig Bouchon here, Craig Bouchon Show. Big day today, big show today, the day after Independence Day, and I called it the somber Independence Day, the divided Independence Day. And if you missed that show, you need to go back and watch it. A lot of important stuff covered there. But today we're focusing on directly on this 2030 agenda. Federal judge that blocked Biden administration from, infiltrating through social media our First Amendment rights. We think that it's imperative, folks, that you understand how the enemy is attacking you and I, all right, and the strategies that they're using. And if you missed the last segment, Eric, we need to cut that segment today, title it, and get it out on its own, okay? It's imperative that we do that. Sounds because good. That is one of the most powerful videos, folks, that you could watch concerning what's going on in your life in this country and who's coming after you and what their strategy is. So Chinese hackers now have stolen trillions of dollars. Go ahead, tell the folks what this is saying. What do they need to know?
Yeah, a report from the Boston-based cybersecurity firm Cyber has figured out that, quote, we're talking about blueprint diagrams. This is what China has hacked and stolen, and their spies have provided diagrams of fighter jets, helicopters, and missiles in the military side. And pharmaceuticals, they've been stealing the IP of drugs about diabetes, obesity, depression, and other medications, which then they go and produce and patent. They've also have been stealing and getting access to the different various technologies that have not yet been patented, and they patent. So they've been able to get all of our electronics, patent them, take the technology out of the United States, move everything over to China. And now they basically control the pharmaceuticals, they control all the electronics. And they did that by stealing the data, not by research and development. Thus, they are the communist superpower partnered with Russia that we are losing to in many ways.
That's right. And that brings it right into a nuclear bomb dropped on our economy, and that is the electric vehicle industry, folks. The electric vehicle industry is being pushed heavily by China. And they have their company BYD. I think the other one's CATL. They have pushed at a rapid pace, ladies and gentlemen, to get off of fossil fuels and move to this new. When I say fossil fuels, I mean fossil fuels for vehicles, folks, because they're burning fossil fuels more than anybody in the world, by the way. They got power plants jamming right now. Okay, we've talked about that several times on this show, and that is part of this war. They have decided that the United States of America is not going to defend themselves. We're just going to fall on our sword, if you will. And they saw a part of that when Biden first got into office. What did he do? He stopped the Keystone Pipeline right away. First thing he did. What do you got pulled up here? Gavin Newsom. Oh, yeah, Gavin Newsom. See, you're going to notice something, folks, that the mainstream media is going to start going after the Biden administration more and more and more because he was also their useful idiot, even though I've argued he's not that stupid. He is that evil. Fact. But now he's kind of getting used up, so he's got to go away. And that's why you see this cocaine stuff going on, this white powder that they found that's now cocaine. Do you know that Hunter Biden was he was there? I wonder if it's his coke. Is he doing lines with other people? Who knows? But how'd it get out? That's very, very rare that you'd see the mainstream media cover or even allow this to be exposed from a Democrat government, from their White House. It's because they want to take him down, folks. He is outlived, if you will, his need. His resource to them is going away. So Gavin Newsom, though, he's the new one. He's the 2.0. He's the next gen. What do you got pulled up here for office of the governor of Gavin Newsom? Now, remember this nutbag. This guy, he is whacked. Okay. He'll travel around as his city, as his state is burning down economically and infiltrated by foreign nationals and sleeper cells, and they give out driver's licenses, to anyone who shows up. And he's traveled around the country. He's going into Florida, going to other states, saying, "Hey, this is how you need to start doing things." I mean, I remember we were talking about that. What do you got pulled up here about Mr. Gavin Newsom?
Well, but before I left the state and moved to Oklahoma, he issued an executive order requiring the sales of all new passenger vehicles to be zero emission by 2035.
Right.
It'd be illegal to buy a gas-powered car in 12 years in the state of California.
That's right. So you would think to yourself, huh? What are you talking about? Well, if we have a super, the super majority of citizens in this country are going broke. We have no middle class to speak of anymore. So how are they going to buy an electric vehicle? Where are they going to plug it in at? And then you have the poor people who are there's tens of millions of them. How are they going to get a vehicle, and where are they going to plug it in at? Well, the agenda is you're not going to own anything. See, we're thinking of this all wrong. You're not going to own a vehicle in the 2030 agenda. Why do we say that? Because that's what they said. You will not own anything. You'll rent stuff. Okay? So electric vehicles are connected directly to this, and that's why they're pushing this so hard. And Gavin Newsom is part of that movement. He is the Marxist. He is the one he has been weaponized against you and I, and they have stolen the state of California. So part of this war, if you look at the map up here, where am I at? Up here, American, right up there. If you look at the United States of America, right there, if you just start looking at, when you look at the war that's going on in Ukraine, they kind of draw out the areas that Russia controls, who nobody controls, and who Ukraine controls. We need to start doing that in the United States of America. We need to develop a map, and you can kind of see it in the elections, but it's weird. The supermajority of the United States is red, but yet you could still lose the election, right? It's because these strongholds like California and how many votes that they control is on purpose that they're going into these states. The state of California is arguably the wealthiest state in the country geographically, by its location, and then all the things that are there, all the natural resources and things like that. So it's not an accident that they've sent in a Gavin Newsom to become the emperor of California and to weaponize that message and go into other states. Because he's going into other states, right? His goal is to spread his ideology and really the world's ideology, the World Economic Forum's ideology, and the UN's. He's out there spreading it right now, isn't he, Eric?
Yeah, he was just up in Idaho over the 4th of July holiday. So he's up there trying to convince or explain to Idaho liberals from California that moved there, how they could convert Idaho into an extension of California.
Right.
Wouldn't that be special? That's like he went to Florida. He's running ads in Texas. Because Gavin Newsom is actually has been identified by Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum as one of the main next generation leaders of
absolutely
him. And okay, look who the leaders are: Macron in France, which is burning.
Yeah.
Trudeau in Canada, and Newsom in California.
That's right.
That's the next generation of globalist leaders of the World Economic Forum, as identified by the evil one, Klaus Schwab.
Right. And California, folks, I mean, France, Canada, California, who's more powerful? State of California.
Yep.
Think about that. The state of California has more power economically and geographically where it's positioned in the world, on the globe. And he's fighting on their side. So you have a state, folks, that is anti-America. Think about that for a minute. We have a state of California that its leader is the enemy of the United States of America and the Republic, to the Republic for which we stand. So you say, Craig, well, why are you saying electric vehicles? Because pull up automotive news. Matter of fact, I have to pull it up, as a matter of fact, because you actually have to pay to get into automotive news. And on my press side, I think it's important that I keep an eye on the automotive industry as well. It's a very, very important part of the roughly 5 to 7% of all the jobs in this country, folks, are connected to the automobile industry. So if you're going to drop a bomb on the fuel cells, on the fuel sources like you would back in World War II, to cut off that supply chain of fuel. Well, this is the same thing. It's just a different way of fighting a war. The fuel for the United States of America is the liquid gold that's under our feet. It's the coal as well. It's our natural gas, and it's the nuclear plants that we should be building, and we're not. So electric batteries. So what I always say, follow the money, right? And then also the bribe. And what's the strategy? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up, see if I can get it up here. I'm going to pretend I'm like Eric now, and I'll probably make a mistake. So we'll see. Share that. Okay, here we go. And let me go in. And can you see that on your end?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it saying? It's saying that EV batteries are on the way. The scramble to build batteries for all new EVs is now underway. Okay. So as I scroll down, you see these plants, one in Bowling Green, Kentucky, with, was it Nissan? You have Florence County, South Carolina, with BMW. And then you have the Green Township of Michigan, talking about, look at all the jobs that are going to be grown. And then who's building that $2 billion plant in Michigan? You asked, because the Chinese battery manufacturer intended to build part of the campus in nearby Big Rapids, Michigan, but faced opposition from the township board because it was ties to China in the environmental concerns. Goshen's plan is to build 4 manufacturing plants on about 500 acres in Green Township, but work was on hold for a month. On hold, not stopped, folks, on hold, as the company awaited results from the federal review. Oh, gotta trust that. 100%. They're on your side. Examining potential national security risks. Last month, Goshen said it will move forward after the Committee on Foreign Investments in the U.S. said the proposed purchase of the land is not covered under the Defense Production Act of 1950.
And who did they buy? Who did they buy off? Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah, and wait a minute, and not covered. It doesn't mean that it's not really happening, but there's no way to protect ourselves, folks. Sorry. It's just they found a loophole, and it's not covered. You were arguing, folks, that it's under the proposed purchase of the land is not covered under the Defense Production Act of 1950. Sorry, so you're going to have to take it. Well, it doesn't end there, folks. You would think, oh, well, that's just there. Let's go down. You go through Jamestown, New York. They have a Canadian factory going in there, but you also follow where these Canadian companies are getting their materials, okay, the lithium and things like that, the cobalt. Where are they sourcing it from? Who's getting the money? How is it getting funneled through? You're going to see a lot of these come directly from CCP-backed companies, generating tremendous wealth for the enemy that is attacking us in World War III right now. Then you have Ford and CATL. Oh, there's that name, CATL, also connected to the CCP, teaming up with Ford in Marshall, Michigan, then also in Tennessee. And then you go on and on and on and on and on. And that's what's going on, folks, within our society. We have been infiltrated, and they are now. So let's pull up the map. Now let's connect this to this map. Was that? I bet it was on this same one. Was it on the same one, or did I say
it was on the same one?
Okay, let me go back in there, folks. I'm going to share this again.
So let me ask you a question while you're doing that. What if China decides down the road to turn off providing batteries, to cease providing batteries?
Right. Well, that's interesting you say that. Let me do that. Do you see that on the map right there?
I can expand it. Yep.
I'm going to expand this out. I'm going to zoom it in as well. Sorry, I'm not as good as Eric. And
There you go.
okay. So right here, folks, that is a map of the United States of America. And when I zoom out, let's just zoom out so you know I'm not tricking you. You see all these little things. Woo, look at that. They're all popping up there. Well, where's that at? Well, a lot of this area here, as we zoom in, okay, Louisville, Kentucky, Tennessee, you go through a lot, the South, all right? That's the bribe, ladies and gentlemen. That's the bribe. Look at the jobs we're going to bring. And all you have to do is get your state to contribute money by the hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars so we can get these Chinese companies teamed up with companies like Ford, who's losing $60,000 per vehicle because it's a boondoggle, because it's not supposed to be building these type of things. They should be building internal combustion engines and developing new technologies. That's fine, but not at the pace that we're doing it at, and not by empowering our enemy. But that works very, very well for the 2030 agenda, doesn't it? So when I show this, Eric, look at where these plants are at. They're deep into the areas that Obama talked about, where they clench their Bibles and have their guns. You remember that statement?
Yes,
Eric?
yes,
Remember that?
and these areas had high unemployment.
Absolutely.
So they love those jobs.
Yeah, bring the pain, right? So
Yep.
make the pain happen. You go up into Ohio there. They've got blighted communities everywhere. By who? By the governments that outsourced your jobs, okay, in those areas, brought so much pain. Go back to the agenda, okay, of the 2030 and the strategy that they're using. And then now they're going to swoop in. Look at the new jobs that you have. Yeah, backed by the enemy who has the agenda of destroying the republic. Does that make sense? Am I making sense, Eric? Is there a question you need to ask me so I can define it more, or does it make sense?
No, it makes sense. And the twisted angle to this is there won't be enough power to charge those cars.
Right.
So in the end, you won't be able to afford the car. There won't be any power. So you'll end up under the UN agenda, the Great Reset goal of owning nothing and being happy about it.
That's right. Because folks, look, this is for your best interest. This is for you. This is about making the world better.
Equity.
To make it fair.
That's right.
It's about fairness, folks. And the United States of America has an advantage that's unfair. You have look at the colors. I want to read through this. Number one, no poverty. Folks, it's no poverty. You're going to have no poverty. Isn't that great news? Number two, zero hunger. Everybody's bellies are full. Everybody's. There's no hunger in the world. Unbelievable. Good health and well-being. Oh, absolutely. That's going to be very interesting how they get the people in China who are eating crickets right now. You need to eat crickets. That's how you do it. So the way that when you devolve, folks, is you devolve in your first world country and you start eating crickets and roaches and any other insect that's out there that they think has the protein and the vitamins, because it's better than a petite filet. It's better than a T-bone, folks. Them farting cows, are you kidding me? Stinking up the place, destroying the ozone? No, folks, we're going to stop hunger by changing what you believe is edible food if you're willing to be stupid. They want you to be their useful idiot, folks. Okay, what's the other one? Quality education. I think we've covered on this show many times how the quality education you're getting is actually quality indoctrination.
Yep.
It's about teaching you why you need to hate America. You need to know that you have been your country was started by white racist colonialism people that want to spread their hatred across the earth, folks. God forbid they were able to bring liberty to the Chinese people. Oh, are you kidding me? The people eating crickets right now. Bugs, scorpions. I heard they're good. Got a little sting to them, but a little bite. But don't worry about it. It tastes great. It's just like chicken, but it's not chicken. because chickens fart too, really bad. So let's see. We're going to have gender equality. Well, you can all see how that works, right? You can see. I don't have to go into that deep dissertation. I could do a show on each one of these, and multiple shows. I'd have to be on 24 hours a day. Oh, but they are on 24 hours a day, aren't they? The 24-hour-a-day news is on 24 hours a day, indoctrinating people on this agenda. That's what they're doing. See, and you get an hour here. We're going to need a 24-hour show, Eric. I hate to tell you.
Who needs to sleep?
Affordability in clean energy. Affordable in clean energy. There's nothing more affordable, folks, than putting solar collectors on your roof. Look, it is a fabulous business model. It is. Putting a wind generator. There's wind generators everywhere. Yes, they're so cheap. It's so easy to source all the different metals that we have to have. And it doesn't have any scorched earth to it, like dirty coal. Unbelievable that you think you should have coal in the United States of America. Unbelievable. You are racist and you're horrible people.
So, Craig, who's gonna pay for all of these upgrades in the world?
Well, here's the good news.
Indonesia, Somalia,
Cuba. Here's the good news. The United States of America arguably is the wealthiest country on earth, even though we've quantitative eased ourselves into $30+ trillion worth of debt, about $250,000 for each adult. It's outrageous. But the good news is, folks, in the Great Reset, it's not going to matter. In the New World Order, pull that back up again. What do we got left here? Oh, we have no time left. Oh my gosh, we can't pull it up. We got about a minute left, folks.
I was letting you know we are running out of time.
Oh my gosh, folks, we might have to move to a 2-hour show. I'm serious. This is absolutely insane. We got to get the message out. Go to AmericaICan.com, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the plaque on the wall. When the new studio gets done, you're going to see things, more camera angles, things like that. That is the candidate oath right there. I keep it there because the candidate is the one that we have to monitor. And then we have the citizen oath that we've talked about as well right here. This is mine that I did, has my signature on it. And it's fantastic. I love it because it reminds me that I have a job to do. I have work to do. And really quick, so you go to AmericaICan.com. Just check it out, please. If you go to CraigBouchon.com, click on the link. It's right there. You can go right to it. If you have any issues, we have an email opening up this week that you will be able to, we'll put out there. If you have questions on stuff or want to ask questions as well, you can reach out. So, letters to Trump. Oh, I love this. It's so fun to watch what these people have said in the past, good, bad, or otherwise. Some of these people, you may agree with who they were great people. Others, you can say they were horrible people. But this one right here is Roy Cohn. Okay, this is his letter. That's him right there on the couch and stuff like that. And here's what he said, July 19th, 1984. 1984. That's like a big year, 1984. We covered today. Winning the case was much more than a legal landmark that any lawyer would treasure, as I do. It represents another high point in the 15 years of excitement and challenge that have marked my representation of you. Remember, this is to Donald Trump. Of you. Without your infectious enthusiasm and constant prodding, the victory would not have been possible. You proved that even in this day and age, you can fight City Hall and win. I don't imagine that there are two people around who are thought of as tougher than the two of us. And we both know that in personal relationships, that is not accurate. That is my way of saying how very much I appreciate your letter to me, which is being framed alongside the picture of us. May there be many more. And that's it right there. There they are together. Another person that highly respected Donald Trump. And obviously he accomplished things that most people can't. And then there's a misrepresentation of the history of his life. And because nobody's life is perfect. And I love reading each one. We're going to read one every day until we're through the whole book. It's fantastic. We're going to check it out. So, because the reality is, folks, you have to know the truth. The truth is not hate speech, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to get it here. And we're going to push it. Our agenda is you. Our agenda is your liberty. Our agenda is the republic for which we stand. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. God bless.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success. And now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.